My name is IGED, a student at the University of District of Columbia. In this video podcast, I'm going to discuss about the prevalence of sexual violence and how a change of strategy can offer a lasting solution. Sexual violence is an issue that has long plagued human civilization. The internet has become a force for good in recent times, where cases of sexual assault have been made public via the #MeToo movement. Sexual violence covers acts such as rape, sexual harassment, and stalking. Such heinous crimes occur in college campus, public spaces, and the workplace. The main issue is that the crisis of sexual violence does not seem to be going away anytime soon, which raises the need to develop a new strategy that will effectively address its prevalence. My research uncovered concerning information about the scope of the problem, who reports that 35% of women globally have experienced a type of sexual violence. Perhaps more concerning is the fact that only an estimated 20% of female students in college report these cases, despite most of them knowing the identity of the offenders. The RAIN website reports that only 5 out of 1,000 perpetrators are convicted for their crimes, which means that a large number is still free to scare the memories of innocent victims. Further research also revealed that despite women being the major victims of sexual violence, men also suffer from this crisis. The statistic concerning the cases of men might be lower due to the perception of men by society, and so most of them continue to suffer in silence. It's also troubling that acts of sexual violence can be perpetrated in the open. An article by the Australian Associated Press reports of the sexual assault of a woman while being threatened with a knife, and all this happened in a park and in broad daylight. The workplace has also turned into an avenue for sexual harassment, with women being the major victims and superiors using their power to oppress their subordinates. Various approaches have been devised to deal with the curses over the years. An educational approach have been used to change the mindset of the masses concerning how they view sexual violence. Vladito Martin and Massey show that victim blaming forces victims to remain silent, and the society has to be educated concerning these beliefs. Awareness also has to be created concerning consent. A public health model, which is mostly utilized by the government and health institutions, also exists. The approach focuses on negative implications that sexual violence has on the health of victims. Sexual violence leaves victims with mental health issues, and the public health model views it as a treatable and preventable condition. The sociological approach, on the other hand, looks at changing society perception of sexual violence as a way of reducing its prevalence. All of us are avid consumers of media, but the content being aired on our screens are questionable. The casual representation of sex scenes in films like Game of Thrones and the treatment of women as sexual objects has contributed to the rise of the rape culture. The educational approach, public health approach, and sociological approach are viable models in their own right, but the fact that all these models have been unable to solve the crisis independently shows that a different strategy is needed. The models have not been effective due to working independently of each other. Interdisciplinarity has been defined as the combination. Joining the three disciplines can produce a viable solution to a long-time problem by creating awareness